Welcome back, everybody, here to the coverage of DotaPit Season 4 by G2A. Let's go straight to the game. That's what you guys came here to see, as Na'Vi have now qualified for the LAN Finals. We'll see how they want to play out their second game of this series to see if they can do it without having to rely on the head-to-head matchups to see if they can take it with the full 12 points. 2 points above that of both Team Spirit as well as Vega Squadron, the other two teams they beat out of that tiebreaker. Let's get underway, man. This is not the draft I was expecting. A Doombringer coming up.
Certainly not, man. I mean, I don't even know. Like, the first draft, I was trying to research the stand-ins and this new roster and try to make sense and put all these trends together of different roles and different strategies. And then we ended up seeing an OD Spectre Nightstalker Tricore into a push lineup. Like, I don't know. I kind of hands off at this point. Very clearly, 99% want to just kind of play reactionary, try to they had a strat of letting the Wisp through. They tried to counter it, and, well, they were kind of barking up the wrong tree on that one. But we get to see, again, Taneko just seems to have a really good grasp of what he wants to accomplish in a game, what he wants to do with his core heroes in particular, and, of course, he himself on the support. But here, like, yeah, Doom, just going at it. Okay, so we've got ourselves Venge Doom, being able to break the lasso with a swap, maybe being able to take the Arsenal Magus out of his prime by just silencing him for an extended period of time. I mean, I can definitely see the value, but it is not something you will really expect to see ever.
No, it feels anti-Na'Vi what's just happened now. Yeah, we pick up the Doombringer. Maybe back when he could be played as a safe lane solo, I can understand it. But the only Doombringer I've seen recently was Admiral Bulldog actually playing the Doombringer because he was forced to do so in the captain's draft.
Yeah, pretty much. No, Na'Vi actually have not picked it up in 4 months. So
okay, so it has been a while.
Yeah.
And then they also banned the Wisp in the first two. Like they've been the team that's always been picking up the Wisp, and in this case they don't get it. They now lose the Death Prophet as well as the Enchantress, two heroes which you would expect to be picked over the Doombringer. There has to be some kind of pocket maneuver coming out from Na'Vi.
There are like 70 heroes you would expect to see picked up over the Doom. I mean, come on, to be honest, like on the tier list, this guy, he's not been doing too hot since the nerfs. But
what's his current results in the patch?
I mean, it's so small of a sample size that I'm not even sure that the wins make that much of a difference. But no, I mean, like, I think the Wisp shows that they intended to pick up Doom from the beginning, to like hand them Invoker, pick up Doom, and it's just like, okay, well now they can't relocate to negate the Doom effect. There's no Test of Faith in play because there's no Chen. So like, other than Darkseer or Surge, there's no real easy way to disengage from that ultimate. Generally speaking, it's just going to mean you get doomed, you die. Luckily, 99% have shown the best skill at last hitting their own allies, allied towers in the last game. So we'll see probably a lot of denies on that ultimate, but even still.
You are so waiting for something like that to just be brought up where you could just like slip that one in.
Man, I mean, if they have to be the best at something, it's something. I don't know.
They were definitely there for the best of tower deniers. That was the strength of 99% in game number 1. This, you know what actually I'm thinking this is? Because we have to remember that Artstyle's on this team. Artstyle was one of the guys that, like, when he was playing like a core 1 position, he would actually go for like an early Vladimir's offering on the Doom. I got this just threw everything out of this. No, that's gonna be support SB. I was about to say, like, because you could just pick up an Iron Talon and jungle the Doom, build into a Vladimir's aura, combine that up with a Vengeful Spirit aura, and then you have like a hard pusher like aura strat, and you could pick up something like a Luna for the safe lane and someone that couples nicely from the mid. Like, that'll work. But now with the Spirit Breaker pickup, like, unless General is thinking of playing that one, which wouldn't be that bad.
Oh, okay. They're having fun, dude. Like, you can talk about it all you want, but...
Okay, yeah, you know the Book of Reasoning? Fuck it. It's out the window. We got ourselves a dandy pudge.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. All right, so they've got 3 ways to throw off somebody's positioning between Swap, Nether Strike, and now the Pudge Hook. Doom will come in, just take somebody out of the fight. Probably the Dazzle is the easiest one, but no matter what, like, it's just Batrider tries to initiate, tries to pull somebody out of position, and then he's like, "Yep, you just come to us." No, never mind, the other way around. And I don't know. Like, I feel like the best way to deal with this would maybe be like getting a bunch of summons up. Like, if you had a Lycan instead of a Juggernaut, you could get the Wolves and the Forge Spirits all kind of in the mix of things to make it harder for the Pudge to connect. Because, I mean, when you've got that like 4-second hook cooldown, once you finish up Aether, Ags, Blink, all that good stuff, I just feel like there's no stopping the Na'Vi offensive. They're always going to be able to find some pickoff because they just have so many opportunities.
They actually banned out the Enigma. That would have actually answered one of your questions for the summons. And also with a high life hero like Pudge, the Midnight Pulse actually does a lot more work. So.
10 seconds.
Oh yeah, like I mean, like Doom and Pudge are massive for that, but just 3 strength heroes in general, some of the highest base strength and strength gains available in the hero pool. Yeah, you want heroes like Enigma, Zeus, anything with percent base damage.
I'm wondering what the last support hero now can be. They need stuns. They need stuns, controls, saving graces, something. Because right now, if you look at 99%'s lineup, what stuns have you got? Like, are we really going to count the Poison Touch stun? You got Flame Break, Lasso, and then the control abilities of Invoker. The Juggernaut no longer has his, because it got taken out a long time ago, where there's no Omni Slash stun. So I'm a little concerned that 99% are just going to get run over in this game because they just don't have controls. Like Spirit Breaker and Vengeful Spirit, these guys can gank from level 1 and be highly effective.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard to bring it back here. I do think percent base damage is still the way to go. You can get a Timber Saw, which is not the same, but obviously the Whirling Death brings you a lot just to get the damage out, but of course you're not looking at it to support Timber. Same thing with the Zeus. Like, you don't really want him in a support role, but maybe you can make it work just because of how strong Static Field is against heroes with high raw HP. So, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the best way to do it is just try to do something that either takes advantage of the fact that these heroes have really low armor, or obviously, like I said, percent base damage. It's tough, though. There's not much left in the pool, especially not in support capacity.
10 seconds remaining.
Come on, Snako. Let's see your final part of this plan. Is it a Doom safe lane? Is it a Doom off lane? It's a Doom safe lane, a Spirit Breaker off lane, and a Pudge mid. With a VS Bane support, unless you run the VS in the 1 position, and you push the Spirit Breaker or the Doom Bringer to... Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so
play musical heroes.
They've got a couple of options of where people can go. At this point, though, I kind of prefer to see someone like the Vengeful Spirit in the core role, because they really need to have some good like physical damage. I suppose you get that from the Doombringer when he gets Alpha Wolf anyway.
No. Doom is no longer a right-click carry. They nerfed his base attack time to like 2.0. Like, it's abysmal, his actual auto attack potential. His Infernal Blade is really good, but all the auto attacks in between it are completely useless.
So VS call then. Wait, no, it's not. Look who's on it.
Don't worry, they'll swap it 3 times. They're just gonna be juggling just for you, Toby.
Beautiful. So
I mean it's fine, but it's just like he probably goes for utility items over right-click items. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like right-click Doom is pointless now.
And just buff everyone else. Okay, so 99%. They've at least got some fun combos they can run with. The Shadow Demon, Disruption, Catcher into Sunstrike and Spin. So you could even get away with running that Batrider on the safe lane and put the Dazzle, Juggernaut, and SD into an aggro lane. I know I kind of suggested that earlier tonight, and it didn't happen, but it would have been really nice if it did, because then maybe they would have been able to contest properly.
Sure.
But yeah, that's... I'm actually hoping 99% just do that. Like, just get aggressive on them. Don't hold back. Like, if Na'Vi want to try and punish you with this lineup, then try and punish them back. You can't. You could potentially go for like a timing attack from 99%. Wait until the Invoker gets up in levels, the Juggernaut gets his Omni Slash, and then the Batrider has his Blink Dagger. You can run around and do that, but you're going to get pressured so heavily in the lanes that I don't know if that's even going to be possible.
I think their biggest strength right now is just going to be the roaming gank of the Shadow Demon, trying to make things happen. And with that, he's got boots first, which is rare for a Shadow Demon. So the idea here is just to get the quick pick, which should be on the Venge. Yep, Disruption, and that is first blood.
Feels too easy.
So Dazzle Shadow Demon is something we haven't seen in a long time, but it is absolutely legit. Right there, Shadow Wave on the Disruption Illusions. You're going to get that heal bomb even as early as level 1. You're doing really good physical damage, which again is what they need to emphasize against a 2 armor Pudge with the Ring of Protection, a 2 armor Doom with the same. A Spearbreaker's doing pretty good at 5, but overall, physical damage is the weakness of Navi's cores early on. So if you can get the Soul Catcher, Shadow Wave, all that good stuff on them, it's going to hurt, and it's going to hurt hard.
They just got to keep the hurt going. Don't hold back. Batrider puts down the Observe Ward, so I get my Witch with the aggro lane. Monty will grab one of the runes, and Dendi will grab the other. Interesting spot from General. So it's like he's getting ready to charge the mid, so then Dendi couldn't hook him back. They'll want to wait until the second level on the Pudge, more than likely.
I mean, Invoker's only 280 movement speed. Obviously, an Orb of Venom would be what makes that the most effective, but I could still see it being possible for them to just run at him. But he goes for the Rot level 1, so it looks like they will be patient.
Unless you just rely on the Rod to keep that slow going. Starts over on Monty. Chip damage, support's rotating over from Art Style. Denny's taking a little bit too much, but now General's going to arrive. He goes for a level 1 bash. No charge, but it's going to be enough because he got the first hit. What is that? You get the first hit bash the second you level it up. And sorry, just get my mouse back into position as it flew across the desk. What is that?
That would be General taking some lessons from Admiral Bulldog. He is the RNG will favor him. Down bottom looks like a Death of the Doom though. Yeah, that's a very nice pick.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
That was just too easy and a little bit greedy from the Doombringer. He did not have the life to stand that close on the lane, and it's too easy to get caught out by an SD disruption. Way too easy when they can play that Fog of War. There's no Radiant Observe wards on the left side. The Sentry ward from 99% was in the perfect spot too. General's going to come in again, so there's the Dendi hook. Sunstrike trying to spill the damage out. Juggernaut can kill the Bane as well, but that is going to be the Invoker going down, and Dendi being involved now in his second kill of the game. Looks like Mitch is getting a little aggressive on this top. There's 6 sticky napalm charges, so you can't blame him. Arstyle's only got the Brain Sap available. Snakeo just burns in the Firefly. And the charge is on its way. Arstyle's trying to keep him close enough. The charge should be able to finish the job here, especially now that the Brain Sap is connected. Mitch will go down, and General's the one to get the hit.
But in mid, Dendi's going to be taking some damage here. Dazzle doesn't do too much with the heal bomb. It doesn't have anything in Poison Touch. Otherwise, I think they could have gotten a lot more done there with the Sunstrike and more auto attacks. But no, Dendi stands his ground, and General rotates once again back mid. They really just want to rack up the kills for Dendi.
17% connects on this time. And now we'll see just how much the Spirit Breaker can survive. He'll actually charge himself down right into Monty, whose Cold Snap stops him right in his tracks, and say goodbye to the Spirit Breaker. Invoker gets something back for all the harassment he's received in mid lane.
I really love Gogi's Juggernaut build down bottom. It's going to be going up against Ice Armor, unfortunately, but still, it's going to be the Orb of Venom and the Blade Dance early. So he actually has some really good damage against the Doom, but now it looks like he's going to have to spin away from this one.
Like, all he had to do was spin the second he saw the magic missile fly. Problem is he didn't run back to base, and now did he Ra? Okay, they have enough damage. Yeah, they do. Say hello to the Infernal Blade.
It's a pretty good skill, man. This thing, when you get it maxed out, the cooldown, oh gosh, it's just such a powerful dot, and a lot of people have been frustrated by it, but mostly because you underestimate it. If you haven't played against current Doom enough, then it's very easy to underestimate the spell, and it certainly hurts. But we're going to see, actually, Yura go for the Tranquil build. So again, this is the Aura Doom that you're looking at here, like Vlad's drums, enabling his team to do a lot of damage, but he himself realizes that he's not going to be right-clicking for shit.
Fine. If he's got dot effects and everything else, like he still brings when he needs to for his team. At least in the early stages. Snakeo, this is a little bit greedy, as he'll now get attacked with the Wave of Terror. reveals that the Shadow Demon, but he's going to deny himself to Roshan is the only way out of that one. And he was unable to do so. General going to charge through, runs into the Shadow Demon, and now he gets body blocked because he aggroed the Wild Wing. He'll run back up again. He's got 2 poison stacks on top of him at the moment. They won't reach him for a third, and they won't reach him for a disruption. Ra taking a little bit of extra damage on the bottom lane while he has to run away from Goggy's spin. But it looks like up on top lane, Arstar's trying to set up for a gank. Moves into the tree line. The charge is coming in from the Spirit Breaker. He's a little bit further away from this.
Whoa. He actually got disrupted there, and it looks like he's going to be finished off there. The Shadow Wave, now the Shadow Poison, and he will be going down. So General, not really getting what he wants accomplished early on here as the roaming Spirit Breaker. Not offlaning, that's for damn sure.
Oh, Mitch, you lucky duck. Firefly had lasted just long enough for him to get down into the river and away to safety. It's not stopping Arstar from hunting him, though. Arstar's not giving up on this. He's not going to find the kill, however, because he doesn't have enough mana. So he can't either Brain Sap or go in for the Nightmare. Spirit Breaker is making another play here, but pulls out the charge.
Yeah, but you see that the Avenge support is now actually like having to start laning because the Spirit Breaker is certainly not. Like, he's all about charging. He's having some fun with it, but that activity on the map is actually costing his progression towards level 6. It's not been very effective, but the hook certainly is.
Monty. It must have been a while since he played up against a Pudge. Like, he's not moving his Forge Spirits to try and block the different angles. He stands in the one position. I don't think Dendy believed like it was that easy for him. Snakos did on top lane.
Yeah.
Because the Invoker stood in the same position for 2 seconds. And that's an eternity when you're going up against a Pudge. Doom dies in the bottom lane. Disruption up on top. Mitch, he's still got Flamebreaker Fireball. General does not have charge. Still got some sticky napalms up and running. And with the Sunstrike, General, pop him. That's a little too easy. 99% are just getting free kills across the map.
Yeah, and the bottom lane's starting to get out of control. This Doom has been suppressed so much. Having to go for Tranquil Boots and a healing cell just to survive on Doom, and then still getting killed off by the Juggernaut with the supports not even involved. Like, nah, this Juggernaut is just too big right now. The Omni Slash was really effective there. I'm assuming he just went for the basic combo, and the Doom doesn't have the armor to deal with it right now. He goes for a Bracer to try to help himself survive a little bit, and he'll probably still go back for that Iron Talon.
See, this is the moment that I get a little concerned that Na'Vi are still not back in the position they need to be mentally as a team to try and like approach tournaments where like every game should be a victory for them, or every game should be really good practice for them. In this case, like they've kind of drafted a little like trolley. And like you'd expect that from Na'Vi from 3 years ago, where they just didn't care because no matter what they drafted, they would always win. In this case, yeah, things are going a lot better for you. Those 2 kills on bottom lane really make a big difference. But having a loss on your name up against a team like 99%, not going 2-0, having to rely on the fact that you won the head-to-heads in the 3-way tie. Like that's not the dream here. Monty, again, be very careful.
There's a smoked up Dendy. He's like, the ward makes you feel so safe and cozy, but it absolutely could be a kill here. The Magic Missile is the setup they're looking for, but now Monty knows something's up. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you there. There are some teams that'll, like, you know, when the game isn't too serious, they'll draft a little clowny, but they still play to give it their all. And here we see, like, a little bit half and half. It feels like the play is a little clowny as well, but we'll see if they can shape up here. There's going to be a gank down bottom. Art Style, the one to break it. And he needs to TP immediately. Oh, a little bit too late. Oh, okay, the disruption will get it, and it's going to be the Invoker to claim the last hit. So this is a bottom tier 1, and it's actually going to be Invoker who desperately needs these kills to get himself back up. Since, honestly, the top lane's been great for 99%, the bottom as well. It's Monty that suffered.
His net worth still isn't that bad. Like considering he's in the game with the Doombringer, and he's the same net worth as the Doombringer, maybe a little bit less now with that death. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Seneko, a little bit of World of Hurt. That's Purge over on him. The hook will come in from Dendy, saving Seneko, pulling him out of the fight. The poison's unable to reach that second wave. But you were correct in saying that bottom tier 1 tower is still lost. Goggy is taking that now. There's no fortification to stop him. And there's no one from Na'Vi to deny it. So easy money coming the way of the Juggernaut. That's going to be his phase boost, his full Ring of Aquila, and a full magic wand. He's ready to go into his next major item. Or his first major item, I should say. As if he doesn't get... Wait, is this a Doom without... This is a Doom without Doom.
That is interesting, but should be enough still to bring down the Juggernaut. I would hope. Oh
Should
my
be.
gosh.
If it's not,
The heals
he's got
and
the set of Blast available, but now Shallow Grave. Oh
doesn't
my.
have mana for that. Oh, this is actually very unfortunate. So, yeah, 2/2/2 build coming out from Doom.
Sorry.
The-
The SC disrupted to try and protect the Dazzle, and then the hook from Dendi was a little too short anyway.
Is under attack.
So, a little odd
Dire
place.
structures are fortified.
I don't know, a lot of odd things going on here. I mean, Doom, he went for, I think I think he leveled the Scorched Earth most recently, and he feels like he needs to have that to stay in the thick of things. And of course, he doesn't have much mana to work with, so 150 mana cost ultimate is unlikely to give you many opportunities, anyways. But it's not like he's building to mitigate that. He's got Bracer and 1500 gold, probably going for like a Hand of Midas. I don't know. It's just an odd position to be in.
Nice charge up on top, but Juggernaut's still too tanky. Triggers his
And
one
Spirit Breaker's
charges
not
and gets back. Yeah, he's not 6. The Bane is 6, but he's already used the Fiend script.
I don't know. I mean, get your raw safe lane Doom getting crushed on. Probably will pick up ulti here at 7, I would presume, but even still, like, it's just slow going for him. Even if he gets a Midas and has those 2 points in Devour, it's still, like, it's him being pretty useless for the first 20 minutes of the game.
Smoke rumors coming out from Dendi and Snakego. Up to the top lane, they want to have another crack over on this Juggernaut. He's already back to full life. So this Jugger's not really feeling too much pressure. In the middle of the creep wave, they swap him out. Starts to spin, gets him out to safety. In fact, now Goggy moving away from the creep wave, just into the Omni Slash, bounces down to General. The Sunstrike was also there to help out, but Artstyle nightmaring over on Mitch. At least they have revealed the Blink Dagger now, but Navi's probably going to lose too. Artstyle trying to deny himself up to neutrals, not going to happen. And a disruption from LeBron, able to give Goggy a little bit of breathing room again.
And Bendy's going to TP in mid.
Can they reach him? Monty at this point is killing off General. With the meteorite falling down, he hits one more attack uphill, is able to claim it, but he can't get away from Dendi.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So that's going to be a third kill for Dendi. 2 assists means pretty good Flesh Heap as he builds that up, but still just always going to need more. I'm assuming the Ether Lens is next. Sometimes you'll see the blink, but it's hard to be confident just blinking into the enemy team with really nothing at your back. Like, the Doom is not going to be involved. He's going Midas. He's just trying to build himself up gradually, not even pressuring the bottom tier 1 while there's so much action top. It's just going to be on the pudge to pull people out of position, and that's why I think Ether overshadows Blink.
There's so much pressure on Dendi, though.
Yeah.
It's like Dendi, you have to keep finding kill after kill after kill after kill after kill. And by the way, I wasn't beating on 99%. It's just a pure statement where 99%, like, they will also understand they are a lower tier team, and getting a victory against someone like Na'Vi shouldn't really be possible unless they pull something really awesome out the bag or Na'Vi is screwing up. So it's more of a point of saying, like, okay, well, yeah, this fight just keeps going too with the hook forward. Goodbye, Mitch. That you just expect a lot more seriousness to come out from Na'Vi when they're still trying to find themselves as a team. So it's more of a point towards Na'Vi and not a point towards 99%. In fact,
Yeah,
you could
I
almost
mean,
say it's disrespectful to 99% to do such a thing.
in a way, I mean, they definitely are trying to get the most opportunities to improve, and the best way to do that is to get these matchups in these tournaments where the teams are playing their best, and you learn a lot from your losses. But I don't know. Obviously, they are bringing stand-ins to this circumstance as well, so I think it's a very fair statement to say that not only are Na'Vi outclassing as a team, but just have no... With the stand-ins coming into play, just have no reason to be at a disadvantage here. But,
No.
I mean, obviously they're...
Don't believe the standards, by the way. Like, that's the team.
I mean, I was looking at their records, and they were playing with different people the past few days, so it's a bit of a mix, I guess. Unless they have like a 7-man roster.
Mitch. Time to find Didier again. He's waiting till the smoke's going to break, gets a little bit of vision, and yeah, into the firefight. Whoops, down the wrong way. At least going to see Snakego, however. Gonna commit the purge, and Snako, again another Dendi saving hook. Fishing him out of trouble. The blink dagger's back off cooldown in 1 second time. Blinks down and away. Still got the lasso over on D-Ra, but General, with that charge forward, really put Mitch in a difficult position. So Mitch will go down. Gogi comes back out of the disruption, but into the middle of the spin is locked in position by that dismember of Dendi. So more and more kills coming the way here of Na'Vi. The Omni Slash, bull crap! He got all of them onto the Doom! The charge comes forward onto the Dazzle. He picked up an Invis rune, so General's got no way to keep chasing that one. But, man, how unlucky are you going to be feeling if you're D.Ra right now?
All three Omni Slashes in 4 targets. That's far more BS than the General first hit bash level 1. Like, that is tipping the scales way back over to 99%. They are the RNG lords. Master of Denies, Master of RNG. This team, they've got some promise. I don't know.
That's just one of those moments where you've just got to be spitting chips. I suppose he'll still catch up. He's still a Doom with Devour as well as Hand of Midas. So we can't be too judgmental. Except he's not using his Devour right now. Okay, now he finally does. Gets the speed aura creep.
I mean, I guess because the first hit on Omni Slash is guaranteed, it is just going to be a 1 in 16 chance for that to happen, but that is still so frustrating for that to happen to you. And obviously, D.Ra is like non-combatant. He picked up Doom at level 9. He's been maxing his Devour to try to just build up his farm, and finally he gets the Doom, but he really just doesn't want to fight right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, 99%. They're going to be forced to fight anyway, even if D.Ra doesn't want to. Then he's waiting for that hook shot. He still actually... He didn't pick up the Ether Lens.
Yeah, he went for the blink. I don't know, man. I feel like that's a really hard commitment when it's actually pretty easy to kill you. Like, Soul Catcher, Shadow Wave. It's... You go down very quickly. We're going to actually see a lasso on bottom.
General being dragged out. Now they can go for... Well, he started the Purge over on the Spirit Breaker, but it's not stopping LeBron from being pounded down by the General. And then the hook! Pulling General out at the nick of time. Then Dendi has been the ultimate medic in this game. Artstyle in very, very deep. Going to try and Nightmare deny himself out here. Obviously can't get the full denial, but again, Dendi, the medic trying to come to play, but the Dazzle's already on the mark. He's got hook off cooldown in 3 seconds time. Dendi actually stopped running for a moment. Now he blinks forward. So he actually stopped running to make sure his blink wouldn't be put on cooldown to ensure the kill over on the Dazzle.
Yeah, I mean, really good execution here from Dendi. He's actually going to be going for the Yule Scepter next, which means it's impossible to avoid being pulled out of position when you really want to. It's also really good against Batrider. Like, you just throw Batrider up whenever he goes for the lasso, and you don't even have to use your hook to save. You can use it to set up another kill.
D.Ra, get the hell out of there. Cold Snap's going to go. Gogi can't actually reach him again, Dendi. So he's building... Wait. So he's getting Yule Scepter now?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ether Lens, though. It's so easy.
I know. It really is, but I mean, this creates opportunities. Like, it's okay, well, so Dazzle's about to grave save somebody, or the Shadow Demon's about to disrupt save somebody. You can use them. You can obviously just use the Batrider whenever he lassos, and you can also hook the Yule's target. So maybe he gets in there, gets the Yule set up, and just gets the easy hook.
That's too easy. With the double damage rune as well, they charge forward. Gogi being Nightmare, so there's no Omni Slash, and they just Nether Strike Mitch. He even got doomed during the middle of this fight. Gogi in the spin, doing huge amounts of damage to Na'Vi. The Omni Slash, he was just about to go for it, but the Fiend Script from Artstyle, it cancels it. The charge forward, stopping any kind of disruption. The hook forward from Dendi. Now the Omni Slash will go. Dendi will go down. The Juggernaut will die shortly after the Doombringer, so a 3-for-3 trade-off. And a big kill as well. How much was he worth? Juggernaut just got 763 gold for killing off Dendi.
And then dying subsequently. Like, it's completely worth it, don't even care. And that fight was very clearly Na'Vi favored. Like, they were just dominating. It started off with a free Dazzle pickoff. I mean, this was full-on Opa Dendi style openings, and then still 99% are able to fight back and even profit from it.
This is such a weird game. 18-20, you've got a little bit of an advantage of golden experience going the way of 99%. 99% are actually looking really good for initiation now with their double blink daggers on the Invoker as well as the Bat Rider. You got Ether Lens with the Shadow Demon, so his range for assistance is even better. The only thing they're missing from their lineup is a mech, and that one just got completed up by Na'Vi. So Seneko has Treads and mech. Arstal has his own Ether Lens, as we saw the range of his abilities during that last fight. Dendy's a recipe away from having his Yule Scepter. The Doombringer is still like he's Blink Dagger with drums and Midas, so it's not something absolutely terrific, but it's still pretty good. You're gonna pull back. Just an easy setup over on the Dazzle. Defensive disruption, and Denny's in too deep. Invoker's gonna take the kill once again onto that Pudge. And they're looking for more. There's no Omni Slash, and just a blink forward at the wrong time gets hit by General's charge out.
Still, though, I gotta say 99% are responding to the situations really well. Great heals, great TPs, obviously disruptions as well. They're gonna try to go for Roshan off this, and I don't think there's that much threat, just because like the Doom is still far from coming online. He's got the drums, he's got the blink, he can get in with the Speed Aura as well for a quick Doom, but I mean from there, like where's the damage? You can lock him down, and you have a lot of HP to work with, but in general it just seems like because you have all these heals coming in from the Dazzle, right now it's just too tough to deal with, and we're actually going to be seeing a very interesting item on Shadow Demon. Now, I'm one of the few people that can actually say I play a lot of Shadow Demon, and while the Ether Lens is amazing, like Shadow Poison's a range extension, and the fact that you can get that damage amp that people underestimate. People already underestimate Shadow Poison, so adding on an 8% damage increase just makes it that much sweeter. But going for the Aghanim Scepter, when a lot of these heroes are all about just getting in position for one little bit. They don't have to like have an extended chase. Like the Doom obviously gets annoyed by 3 demonic purges, but it's not like a Slark or an Ursa getting purged 3 times. It's just it's more of a nuisance than anything. The Ags is kind of questionable when I don't know. The Force Staff, for example, could pull people out of position just as effectively.
Never question the Serbians.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm just happy the Shadow Demon's getting farmed. Like, usually he's down where the Dazzle is, down at, like, 2,900 net worth, not contributing too much at all. But, no, he's been doing work this game. I mean, he's gotten himself 5 kills, 11 assists, a lot of damage. It's just, this particular game, I will say that Ags, I mean, you get to purge, I guess, Flesh Heap, the Greater Bash, or whatever it is, break, but I don't know.
It'll be it's a fun item for him at least, and it does have its uses. And now he can also hold Aghanim Scepter alongside the Invoker. He just completed his own. Na'Vi 5-man group up on the bottom lane, ready to go. Artstyle's now got Glimmer Cape. In fact, they got 2 Glimmer Capes, one on General as well as one on Artstyle. So Na'Vi can just start playing the Vision game, and that Yule Scepter is done on Dendy. So high movement speed, 479 base movement speed now for a Pudge, who's also got a Blink Dagger. And he can set himself up with the Yules. The ability to hook shot a target while they're up in Yules. So he could almost like Yules a target, reposition himself, and then hook the target out. Just some fun positional potential plays coming. And 99% are being watched too closely. They just ran 4 heroes underneath an Obs Ward.
Gogi, though, I mean, pretty man mode here, very YOLO with the Aegis, ironically, but Seneco's gonna, if he gets so Omni Slash, I'm not sure it's the end of the world.
Well, he's still got the Radiant Creep Wave with him, which is definitely useful for Na'Vi. There's going to be a Blink Lasso catching out Denny up next to the Ancients. A Spirit Breaker causing some problems. That disruption is out. It's actually defensively over on Monty. A quick deafening blast stopping R-Star from keeping that control over on the Dazzle, who is ticking down to the Doom at the moment. He's near his teammates for a denial, but he won't require it. He'll end up surviving. And Gogi, Omni Slash time, not possible. Not when Pudge is able to blink himself away like that. Spirit Breaker still dies up next to the Radiant Secret Shop. But Na'Vi have just bailed out of here. They've lost 2, and they've accepted it.
Yeah. Nice little Tornado, though, to cancel the charge out from the Spirit Breaker. Blindly allows them to secure that kill as well. And now they're going to be taking objectives. I mean, they've got the Sages, they've got Healing Ward, they've got... they need to get mana on Dazzle, but other than that, they've got everything they need to just keep on
They could see Dendy
pushing.
They need a stun. They need something. Well, the cold snap was used, but there was just no follow-up damage.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Tell us, Danny, there's an observer ward up on that hillside. And what do you even do now if you're Na'Vi? You still gotta look for the picks, right? Like that's the way to hold this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way you have to play it. Right now, the Doom is not in a big enough way. Like, it looks like he's going for Radiance, so once that's up, that's
Omni
different.
Slash. It actually jumped out of art style. He didn't have his invis. The Glimmer Cape was on cooldown for another 4 seconds. The hook coming down from Pudge, but he doesn't want Monty. So the 2 heroes down for Na'Vi, and this is an opportunity for 99% to push up and do some decent damage up on the high ground. Still got the Aegis Immortal, still got the level 4 healing ward.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
God, their pushing power is actually so good. And now you also add like the Dazzle Weave. The armor's going to start to rise, so the physical damage of Na'Vi just won't be able to penetrate him. The hooks, Denny's trying to find a small little gap to find some kind of critical hero, but 99% because of these 2 pickoffs they got. They now take the mid-racks. Tornado will give them a little bit of space here as well as the Flame Break. And all 99% want to do is get the hell out of here without getting caught. But there's a blink to hook shot available right now from Dendy. So he'll come forward. And, well, Goggy starts up with a spin. They're all pretty close. Nice Fiend's Grip out from Artstyle. Actually holding the Juggernaut position, who's also doomed at the moment. So Juggernaut Goggy will be going down. He doesn't actually respawn, as you said, with no Aegis the Immortal. There is no second life. The hook shot's coming in from Denny with a 4-star out. Mitch on 24 life. He makes a break for the trees, but it's a triple kill for Monty. The Invoker control is still too damn good, even without his Juggernaut. He still gets the work done. God, what a pain in the ass though, and the timing.
Yeah. That was very smart from Na'Vi to look to punish the Juggernaut as soon as that expired. The timing couldn't have been more perfect, but the problem is they still just don't have any good extended fight, even with the mech advantage. Like, it just doesn't matter because 99%'s heroes are just better at dealing damage at this stage in the game. The Invoker got a great Meteor Deafening. He's got an Aghanims to enhance that, and even all the Glimmer Capes in the world can't do enough just to mitigate the fact that they all got the stun, the knockback, and a decent chunk of damage on most of the heroes. So really good just choke point confrontation from 99%, and though they lose 1 major hero, they're able to bite back with 4. That's a kill advantage and nearly taking the entire mid lane.
Upside for Na'Vi is AC. Will now be available for the Doombringer. Still, you're down at mid-racks. Defending your tier 2 is going to be difficult. You really need Denny to keep getting more and more of these pickoffs. As we said, like, the pressure is on the back of him. He's moving with Artstyle, who's Glimmer Caping himself forward, just in case there's vision. But of course, the Dire Side, do they see him? That ping came out, but the Observer Ward doesn't see up high enough to grab like vision of Artstyle. They definitely, however, will see Snake go.
So they'll get some info, try to make moves based on that. But for right now, I mean, they've got their smoke. They look to kind of push out lanes and then regroup where they know that there's not going to be any vision. And the Aghanims is up to the Shadow Demon. He joins the club. We'll see if any of the other 5 members of 99% can pick up their Aghanims. I would love to see the Bat Riders again, but, you know, up against events, it seems quite impractical. Either way. Yeah, the Shadow Demon Demonic Purge, it will take off the Doom's passives. It will take off Greater Bash. Actually, it doesn't take off Flesh Heap. So, like, I thought it would at least negate the magic resistance. It doesn't negate anything. So Pudge keeps his passives, but overall, I do feel like it's good just for like the kiting potential, but it's also kind of unnecessary because like I said, they're mostly just about like the quick jump in, the charge in, the Nether Strike, the hook. All these things can still bypass the slowing effect of the Demonic Purge.
It's LeBron trying to make a little bit of a mark on history. As one of the probably few SDs that ever actually built an Aghanim Scepter in a competitive game. Now here they come. 99%. Like, screw your top tower. Monty actually doesn't have a way to join the rest of his teammates. So 99% can start this push. They don't have the Aegis Immortal this time around. It's going to be a little bit more defensive. And in fact, they're already starting to back out. Na'Vi retreated every single one of their teammates. The Observer was down, so they understand that Dendi as well as Diddy Ra are on the hunt. Dendi can't blink just yet, so in fact he just mops up the creep wave instead. And DDR's the only one up here. The Observer was allowing him to see 99% perfectly. The charge is still coming. He's got Blink Doom. The question is, who's he go on? The Dazzle will probably be the most obvious choice, so there's no Shallow Grave, but when Denny's able to get that control, he can let it rip over on the Juggernaut, and that's going to be the Dazzle. Shallow Grave will be kicking out with the lasso. DDR can't keep his damage output going, but the Dazzle's down for the count. DDR needs a little bit more space to get away. The Poison keeps chasing him. The Shadow Demon will find the kill here. He's out of charges at the moment. The Omni Slash goes to work. Art Style almost down. In fact, now he actually abandons Snako to glimmercape himself into the tree line. He's got the gem. He might be able to drop it in the corner somewhere. Disruption's there. The Sunstrike a little bit off target. And that is going to be the death of the Bane. And the Gem of True Sight's there. The Monty's kind of trapped in the tree line for the moment, but he'll get out. But there's still 4 heroes down for Na'Vi. Denny's the last one left alive, and he's still dealing with the mid.
Yeah, it's really tough to fight from this position for Na'Vi because like it just feels like all of their damage it can be focused on one hero, but with the Disruption and the Grave, even if they're not on the ideal target, like you don't want to put both of those spells onto the Dazzle. It's just the fact that it prolonged his life long enough that Juggernaut could walk away, Healing Ward, and walk right back in. It just ends up being a game of 99% just kind of out-sustaining, and from there they come back in. The Juggernaut is massive right now, and yeah, I think they actually might be creating a little club for themselves with these Aghanim Scepters, because Juggernaut has picked up one as well.
2 to go. Dazzle and Batrider, that's all. Denny's now gone back to his normal build. I say his normal build, the normal build of a Pudge, which is to have the Ether Lens. So finally with the extra range. And they're coming out to fight. Roshan spawns up in about 20 seconds' time. And that's exactly what Na'Vi's coming over for. Like, they're probably assuming that Roshan's already up, and 99% are starting on it. But because he hasn't spawned yet, this movement, like if Snako waves the terrors, which he will do so, he'll realize, okay, there's no Roshan. Crap. Did that underneath the Dire Observer Ward, so it reveals the fact that Na'Vi were up to some smoke maneuvers.
Yeah, they had vision of that area, but also you have to keep in mind that like if they don't have their camera in that exact spot, it might be unclear. But still, both sides definitely know what's up. This is the max timer now. Sunstrike scouts out that it's not Na'Vi in position, and therefore 99% will make it so. They're moving in. They have the BKB now on the Invoker. They've got the Ags as well as level 16 on the Juggernaut. Like they have some tanky heroes, and it's not going to be easy for Na'Vi to isolate one and bring them down quick, which really is what their lineup excels at.
99%. You got a BKB on the Invoker. Let's go. Like, everything is available. Obviously, they don't want to start throwing the game. Like, you've got that, the potential for an Aegis turnaround from Na'Vi that they just don't want to take the risk with. So, Wave of Terror comes in. Goggy, pull back out. He'll go directly for the spin. Dendy, not thinking about the hook.
Dendy actually dismembered and canceled.
Okay. Oh. Now he goes for the hook. Short of Snako. Where's that attack? Goggy's still locked inside this Doom. He's going to get the Shallow Grave, and this will give him space to get away here. The Vengeful Spirit's already gone down for the count as Mitch, well, that Firefly is still right on top of the Doombringer. General goes back into the middle of the fight to try and kill off Mitch, but they got so much armor that Weave was almost max at the end of the fight. Monty's on the hunt. He's already found like 2 kills. He's not going to find anything else. 99% will finish up Roshan, and Na'Vi just cannot find the opening they wanted.
And there you go. I mean, that's going to be a Roshan in favor of 99%. I really feel like the biggest thing of this lineup is just how well the supports are doing to negate the potential of Na'Vi. Getting really good heals, really good saves, and like you said, the Weave in that fight was immaculate as well. So they're able to just tank through it all. Now the second life on the Juggernaut, and you better believe that with this 5-second window, or 5-minute window, they're going to be looking to just straight up end the game. They've already got mid down completely, as the Ranger Axe did get finished off by creeps alone, and now bottom lane it should be a pretty clear-cut thing as they can hit all the lanes at once.
Yep.
The only thing they're really lacking is boots of travel. That's kind of a little bit awkward that they're not able to kind of jump to and fro, but they're still being very effective in the lanes that they're within.
I'm really happy as well that 99% get to claim a victory out of this group stage. They actually hadn't had one. Like, they got the default win over Mama's Boys, but the rest of the tournament's been pretty rough for them. And finally now, looking a lot better. There's no creep wave here, so Na'Vi, if you're really scared, that's a level 3 ultimate from Gogi. And finally now, there goes your Omni Slash. Most of them onto Ra. They're just going to be bouncing around everyone. So Nako's down. Then your spin as well with the Cold Snap, the Purge on Dendy. He just can't outrun him. The Nightmare is there, but Gogi swings in the blade. The Fiend's Grip, it actually reaches Gogi, and then General just calls out the GG. This game is over. 99% will get a draw, but Na'Vi still, they had a little bit of silly buggers in the last game here, but they knew they've qualified for the DotaPit Season 4 LAN Finals. They are now the 3rd team to qualify. We already had Complexity qualify in from the American qualifier. MVP Phoenix will be attending to represent Southeast Asia. Vega and Teen Spirit just got knocked out by Na'Vi because of this. And that leaves our last qualifier. There's still a couple of games to be played out. Team Liquid did not qualify because of their recent result. They actually fell short. So Team Empire are currently sitting on 9 points. The last game to be played out, which could have an impact on it, is Rocks versus Hellraisers. This game is tomorrow at 20 CET, I believe. And that is when Rocks, if they can win out over Hellraisers in a 2-0, they will claim that LAN position. If not, Team Empire will be attending alongside Na'Vi as the European qualified teams. And then, of course, you have the other teams directly qualified or directly invited to the DotaPit LAN Finals. 8 teams in total, a terrific event in Croatia. If you haven't booked your tickets for it already, definitely go and do so. I will see you there, as well as most of the JD crew will be there. So definitely be there for that. And Blaze, man, any last words before we wrap up tonight?
Nah, man, it's been really interesting seeing the European scene and so many different perspectives today, whether it was in WePlay or in DotaPit, and specifically these teams going into LAN where they're really bringing their A game. Meta has definitely sped up. Obviously, like most of the games we're seeing, it's like 35 minutes or less, where I feel like at the more recent Premier LANs that we got to see